In this video, I'm doing a position analysis from the 2024 Oasis Backgammon Tournament run by MindSkills, my good friend Patrick Jabali in Dubai. A lot of the times you'll see a play in backgammon where you don't really understand it. So that's where you have to sit down and think about it and analyze the position and look through how the upcoming rolls play after all the options that you consider. And I'll show you how to do that in this video. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoy this video. Please like and subscribe and you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. Let me know what you think in the comments below, what you'd like to see in future videos so I can work on that. With the membership feature, you can get exclusive access to the most popular videos. My book, Backgammon Backgame Strategies, is available. There's a link in the description to where you can get it. And if you're interested in lessons, please contact me via email. My email address is also in the description. Again, in this video, I'm doing a position analysis from the 2024 Oasis International Backgammon Cup. This is an event held every year by MindSkills. My good friend Patrick Jabali runs it in Dubai. It's an outstanding tournament, brings in a lot of people, added prize money. I highly recommend it. So this is a special board they made for the Oasis Backgammon Tournament. It's just beautiful. It looks outstanding on the stream. The XG board is made by Rain. He makes beautiful XG boards. There's a link in the description to where you can get it. And here is the position. It is from the finals of the tournament, the Masters division, between Frank Frigo from the United States and Adrian Baltariu from Romania. So this is an 11-point match. Frank is leading 3-0. Frank is playing the red checkers at the bottom, Adrian the white checkers at the top. So Adrian has a 2-1 to play from the bar. Since this is Adrian's play and Adrian's playing at the top, I'll switch it here. So now the board is reversed. Now Adrian is at the bottom. So that makes it easier to see. Still playing the white checkers. The cube is in the middle. The score is 3-0 in favor of Frank. Adrian has a 2-1 to play from the bar. So of course you have to come in with the checker from the bar and then play the other half of the roll somewhere else or with that checker. So take a look, think about it, pause the video if you like, see how you would play it, and we'll look at the analysis in a moment. Okay, now we'll look at the analysis. It turns out that the best play is coming in with the 1, bar 24, and hitting loose with the 2, 6-4, like this, and that results in this position. You might be afraid to get into a hitting exchange when you're outboarded 2-1, but it turns out this play of coming in with the 1 and stepping up is a blunder. You may think that, okay, there are only 8 checkers in the zone, maybe come up to potentially make this advanced anchor, but that's not the right idea. So let's take a look at why. So look at all of the aspects of the position. First of all, you're behind in the race by 26 pips. So when that's the case, usually hitting and leaving a blot, risking the blot coming back and getting hit back, sending you further back in the race is not as bad as otherwise. The other thing you see in this position is that red has 2 blots, one on your 4-point, one on your 10-point. So red's going to want to consolidate those blots by either making the anchor or escaping one or both, one checker if possible. Also, the back checkers are connected. This is actually important. So you see there's a checker on white's 4-point and white's 10-point. There are red checkers on white's 4 and 10-point, and they're connected. That means they are within 6 pips of each other. So that means a roll of 6 on one die can move the checker from white's 4-point to white's 10-point, or red's 21 to red's 15 to anchor. Like this. So if red rolls a 6 on one die, You can play 21 to 15 like this. In this position, it would look like 4 to 10. Okay, so in these types of positions, you really need to think about what happens next. In backgammon, like in life, you don't know what's going to happen next. So, what you want to do is move your checkers in a position where you're more likely to have an advantage. And the way to do that in backgammon is to think about how all of the opponent's roles play. The dice distribution tool allows for that. So the upper left is an equity heat map for play A. The right play, where you come in bar 24 and hit loose with 6 to 4. And this shows the resultant equity after you make that play and after the opponent rolls any of his 36 possible rolls, double one, 2-1, 3-1, and so forth with an average column on the right. The panel on the upper right shows the exact same thing, but this time for play B, which is coming in with the 1 bar 24 and then stepping up 23, 21, 23, 21. Okay, so these two panels are on a color scale from blue to red. Blue is good and red is bad, and they're on the same color scale. The darker the blue, the better it is for you. The darker the red, the worse it is for you. You see there's more blue on the upper left and there's more red on the upper right. The panel on the lower left shows the equity difference. So what it does is it takes the equity value in a given cell in the panel on the upper right and subtracts it from the equity value in the corresponding cell in the upper left. So it gives you the difference. This shows you the swing rolls, and I'll talk about that. So now in the lower left, blue favors play A, red favors play B. You can see there's a lot more blue and there's a lot of dark blue. If you are unable to differentiate the different shades of blue and red, here on the lower right, the same thing is plotted on a vertical bar graph. So the darker the blue, the higher the columns. So you can see the swing rolls 6 5 5 3 double 6 6 1 6 2 5 1 5 2 6 3 3 2. These are big in favor of play A, whereas there are only a few that are in favor of play B. So let's take a look. This table shows how all of these roles play. So a 6-5 after play A is played like this: bar 20, 15 to 9, whereas after play B, it's 21 to 15, 13 to 8. That allows the opponent to consolidate it. And you see the same bar graph showed in a horizontal format on the right. So this is how all of them play. And then we're going to actually look at how the swing rolls play. So this is what you want to do and go through the analysis on your own on XG. So swing rolls. Swing rolls are rolls that play poorly for your opponent after one play, but well after an alternative play. Okay, so consider how your opponent's good rolls play after an alternate choice. So this is what we're going to do. So here, remember all the sixes that would connect the checkers? Let's look at those. So the double six after you make the right play, this is a great roll. It's almost a 50-50 game. Can't come in from the bar, and now you have twos and fours to cover, threes to hit. So rolls like 4-3, 3-2, and 6-3 and double 3 will hit and cover, and so would double 4. So a lot of good rolls. On the other hand, if you make play B, now double 6 is played like this, resulting in this position, and now red is winning 62% of the time. Okay, so now red was able to use the full roll. Again, here, if you make the correct play, the 6-5 from the bar is played like this, resulting in this position. Now there are still two blots for you to target. You can hit here with ones and threes, as well as eights, and you can cover with fours and twos, and you have multiple numbers like sevens here that work there to hit that blot. On the other hand, if you don't hit, the 6-5 is played like this, resulting in this position, allowing the opponent to completely consolidate his position. So now there are 0 blots, and he's brought a checker down from the midpoint to the 8 point, and this spare is actually useful because now he can use this spare to make an interboard point without actually breaking the 8 point. Similarly, the 6-3 is forced to play the same kind of way. After the play B, it would play like this. This does leave one blot, but it's better than two blots, and also consolidates the position. So these back checkers are now anchored on the 15 point. 6-2 does the same kind of thing. It's forced to play like this. Now you have blots to shoot at, whereas after play B, it's like this. You have one blot to shoot at, but no checkers in your board. 6-1 is the same idea. It results in this position. You're basically gaining more in the race because there's still a checker back. And after this position, after play B, makes the anchor and slides 6-5. So this distributes the spares nicely on two different points, giving the opponent more good rolls subsequently. And the 5-1 is played like this after the top play, whereas after play B, red is able to consolidate. So the 5-1 adds up to a 6. So you want to think about how the 6s play. Notice that when a 6 is good without hitting, it's usually bad when you hit because you cannot come in with the 6. You have to use the 6 elsewhere. And oftentimes you leave the opponent with poor 6s from the bar. So that's always something to think about. 5-3, once you hit, the opponent has to play like this, leaving blots. Whereas if you don't hit, he's able to consolidate his position, does leave a single blot back, but it cleans up the other blot and makes a new point, which bears on the 4 point and can be used to attack. With the 5-2, similarly, has to play awkward, resulting in this position. With the other play, it allows him to clean up one blot, create the valuable spare on the 8 point, and leave only a single blot there. And with a 3-2, here's the other thing. 3-2 plays like this. Okay, comes in, cleans up this blot, but the other way, 3-2 is able to hit two checkers on the bar. And that's actually a significant disadvantage when you have two checkers on the bar against a stronger board. That basically spells trouble. So this play is called a tempo play. A tempo play is a hitting play. A hitting play can be a tactical play, which prevents the opponent from using his full roll to do something good. So taking away the tempo can prevent the opponent from consolidating the position with multiple blots or attacking, as we saw in all of these positions. So the tips for this position are as follows. You always want to look at the entire position. In this position, you're behind in the race and you want to contain the opponent's back checkers. Okay, so when you hit, it takes away a tempo, preventing the opponent from consolidating his position or attacking. You saw a lot of those positions where the checker from the bar would have to come into your home board and it would leave a checker in your home board, and that would make it much easier to contain that checker. It also prevents him from doing something good. Again, 6s from the bar is something important. This is diversifying the roles or duplicating the roles, but 6s usually play poorly from the bar. If your opponent needs a 6, consider how all the rolls containing a 6 or adding up to a 6 play after hitting. So we looked at all those 6s. They usually play well if you don't hit, but play poorly if you do hit. Also, the 5-1 allows them to consolidate, and that adds up to a 6. But if you hit, you can't do that. Additionally, you want to think about your opponent's objectives. With the two blots here, the opponent wants to consolidate the blots and keep his racing lead. If you put him off balance with a tempo hit, it's going to be much harder for him to do that. You want to consider how all of the roles play and look for those swing rolls, the roles that play well after one play, but poorly for the opponent after a different play. Here, hitting makes it harder for the opponent to consolidate his position. This more often leaves blots or allows you to more easily contain a back checker, as we saw. So that was the position analysis from the 2024 Oasis Backgammon Tournament in Dubai, run by Mind Skills, my good friend Patrick Jabali. Again, when you do not understand the position, this is what you have to do. You have to think about how all the roles play after each choice. So you look at one play and then you look at another play and you think about how all those roles play. You want to look for the swing roles. Think about look at the entire position, identify the objectives for your opponent and try to make it harder. Sometimes hitting by taking away a tempo prevents your opponent from uh, completing his objectives, as was the case in this position. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe, and you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. Let me know what you think in the comments below, what you'd like to see in future videos, and I'll work on that. With the membership feature, you can get exclusive access to the most popular videos. Again, my book, Backgammon, Backgame Strategies, is available. There's a link in the description to where you can get it. And if you're interested in lessons, please contact me via email. My email address is also in the description. I look forward to seeing you in future videos, and until then, keep rolling your dice.